morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be in honor again of the fact that I now have a 1-year-old. I am currently in the midst of planning his birthday party, which is tomorrow. So it is very fresh in my mind, and I have been doing some deep thinking into what I would tell myself a year ago. Both to do with motherhood, to do with friendships, to do with the pandemic. So let's just jump straight into what I have been mulling over and thinking about, because I think that not only would these have helped me, I think these could really help anyone out there who is in a similar position or just wants some fresh perspectives on things. So stick around and don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's jump straight into it. The first thing I would tell myself a year ago is that everything you think other new mums that you know aren't struggling with, they are. It's a lie you're telling yourself, and it is not only a waste of your time, but it actually is going to hold you back from just being yourself, because motherhood is now an extension of who you're going to be. And if you compare yourself or your baby consistently to what you think another mother is doing with theirs, you're not going to be able to just make your decisions and live them. You're going to consistently be second guessing the decisions you're making. So ultimately what's going to happen is that you're going to then find out down the line, oh, that mum was rocking her baby to sleep. Oh, that mum was using a pacifier to get her baby to sleep. Oh, that mum was doing XYZ that you thought that you shouldn't do because you read it somewhere and it was implied in some form of situation that that wasn't what that mum was doing. Those things are all lies, and the sooner you realize that actually you doing what you need to do with your baby is the right thing, even if you read one article here that says that it's completely horrible to do, I promise you'll read one article over here that will say it is the right thing to do. So the sooner you trust that actually these negative thoughts are just lies being planted in your head, the better off you're gonna be. Number 2 is take time to actually meditate or have time out. Now, this is really hard to say to someone when they're in the newborn bubble. How do you get time out? You're on demand feeding, you're on demand naps, you're trying to play and wear them out, you're trying to see all the visitors who want to meet your baby, you're trying to make sure that you are eating lunch. So I totally respect and understand that past me wouldn't have taken that advice very well, but I think it's really important and something I want to really take into my next birth and newborn bubble is that I want to have even 5 minutes alone where I go and sit outside, and I want that to be something that I'm committed to, that Jessie helps me stay committed to, especially when I'm feeling overwhelmed and unsure of myself and unsure of my decisions. I want that to be what I turn to, actually then just trust my gut, as opposed to then thinking that I need to Google the answer or ask other mums for the answer or ask my mum for the answer. I want to make it a practice that I actually sit in what I'm feeling, figure out what's making me anxious, and figuring out what does my gut tell me is the right answer in this instance. Because once you get in tune with your mum instinct, you realize you are the mum. And I think that's something that took me a little while to process, was that I was actually the mum. I got to make the decisions. I got to back myself. I didn't need anyone else to necessarily give me the answers or even back my decisions, yet I was consistently giving all the power to everyone else around me. Number 3 would be that it's okay that you aren't enjoying it. I would say to past me, it is fine that you don't enjoy this. You are just the kind of person who needs your sleep, and that's fine. There are going to be other mums out there who thrive off less sleep. Hi, Judy.
Sorry, Clark.
Sorry.
Hello. Oh, you want cuddles?
Judy boy, I know I made the bed. Sorry about that. What was I saying? It's okay that you aren't enjoying it. you are honestly just the type of person who needs sleep. There are going to be other mums who don't seem to mind it. Your husband, Jesse included, is not going to mind the lack of sleep and broken sleep. But don't think that you are a bad mum, and don't think that that feeling is going to last and that you've stepped into something ridiculous that you completely regret, because that's not actually how it is. You're just tired. Sleep deprivation is used as a form of torture for a reason. So don't think that this is actually what motherhood is. This fresh period that you are in will pass, and everyone will say that to you, but I am now saying that to you as well. It's true, it will pass, it will go so quickly, and there's going to be lots of opinions on the fact that this is just your life forever now. This is just your life until you sleep train them. This is just your life until they eventually are so well nurtured that they fall asleep on their own. There's going to be a billion opinions on it, but you're not a bad mum for the fact that you just need more sleep. And you're actually allowed to choose to do whatever you want to do so that you can enjoy this new journey with your baby. Sleep training. The next one is going to be a roll off on the one that was just then, and it's that these long nights, I promise you, you're going to look back on them fondly. It's a hectic thing to say because I know when you're in the brand new season of the newborn bubble, it is impossible to look at them fondly, or it was for me, and you're going to want to die multiple times. You're going to hate 4 a.m. through till about 9 a.m. every single day. Those few hours, you're going to just hate them, and that's fine. But then there will come a day where you no longer hate them, and you look back on that time and you think, wow, Wolfie used to fall asleep on my chest on the couch, and we would just lie there together for hours, and you would struggle to stay awake, and you would say goodbye to Jesse as he went off to work, and you'd put the TV on, you'd watch crappy TV for hours, just lying there trying to survive. And with time, those are going to be the most beautiful memories. You're going to love all the Snapchats you took. You're going to love all the photos you took, all the videos you sent to your friends going, oh my God, my life, I'm stuck on this couch. And those are going to be the things that you just think, wow, like so precious. I cannot believe I survived that. I'm a boss. Just hold on to hope. It does get better. The next thing I want to say is pray more. And not only pray more for your environment and for your son and for your family, but pray more for yourself and get more prayer. And the reason I say this is because it's a very, very vulnerable time. But we can't live in vulnerability, or you shouldn't want to, because it soon turns into a victim mindset. And don't let yourself fall trap to your circumstances rather than thriving in them. You can be vulnerable. It is the most intense undoing of who you are and an awakening to who you are, but do not think that that is where you have to stay for a whole year. You don't have to be vulnerable for a whole year. You can have confidence. You can make the decisions you want to make and make them, because you are the mum. You're the mum. No one else is the mum. Google's not the mum. Your friends aren't the mum. Your family who give you all their opinions aren't the mum. You are. You can actually make a decision for your baby and be like, cool. Other people want to throw their opinion in? Cool, that's cool. More the merrier, but it doesn't have to change my opinion. It doesn't have to make me think that I'm doing it wrong. It doesn't have to make me feel like I'm a bad mum. You get to decide. And I really think that prayer would have cemented you in knowing who you are, in knowing what you've decided, and in knowing that actually you're doing your very best and you are cemented in, God's truth and God's love, and you just love your child and you're just doing what's right for your child. And whatever that looks like for you as an individual in your family is right. Number 6 is your friends aren't hanging out without you. It's a pandemic. That's basically it. I think that kind of falls into the whole victim mentality thing and feeling really lost in it, and the adjustment of it all, and thinking that everyone was still living their lives without me. But actually, COVID-19 really put a halt on a lot of that. And yes, there are things that you have missed out on and you will miss out on because you're not in the same seasons. That's just how life is. But life is busy for everyone. Everyone is always going through something new. Just because you are a new mum and none of your friends are a new mum doesn't mean that they've all still got their life all together without you. We're in a pandemic. You don't have to go back to work. Your self-worth is not tied up in you going back to work. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to show up for anyone but your family and yourself. And the last one I want to say is number 8. All the dreams that you have ever had, do them. One day soon, you will be able to think of things other than naps, of poo, of how tired you are. There's a season there in the very beginning where you really are just in the trenches of motherhood, and I want to say you will come out of it and you will be so much better for it. You'll be so much more aligned. You will know who you are because of it. And I want to say all the dreams that you have always had, all the things you've always wanted, now that you are in a space where you aren't consumed by work, go for them. Don't be afraid. You are the main character of your own life. Carry that main character energy into every single day and actually command what you want out of your life, out of your day, out of your structure, out of your friendships, relationships, all the things you want, you can speak into existence. So, all the negative things you say to yourself, you're going to speak them into existence. If you want to say you have a bad marriage, you're going to have a bad marriage. If you're going to say that your kid is a big whingy mess and you can't deal with it, you're not going to be able to deal with it. But actually, you get to choose. You want certain things out of your life, do them. You're actually in a phase where you can do that. They do go to sleep. They do have naps. So take control of that time and figure out how you want to use it the best way you can to get what you want out of life. Because if you are lucky enough, which you are, Chloe, to not be going back to work and staying home, utilize that time. Figure out how to achieve what you want to achieve. And that's it, guys. Please comment down below if any of those resonate with you. I just really felt in my heart that these things that I had been mulling over were going to be helpful to others, and I would love to know how they have been impactful to you, or if across this week after you've heard this they highlight things to you and help you to realize things. Please comment them down below, or message me or whatever, and let's chat about it. And I hope that any new mum out there can take something from my advice to help them on their fresh journey, or even if you're not brand new into motherhood, any journey. I just pray and hope that you are kind to yourselves, that you know you can do hard things, and I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if even one thing helped you understand or relate, then I have done my job. Bye, guys.
Ha ha ha!